and welcome to Burning Waters of the Moon Tarot. My name is Desiree, and this video is a reading for the energy of Ophiuchus. So before all of my Ophiuchus readings, I do a little intro. Ophiuchus is a very controversial topic among astrologers and the different types of astrologers. Tropical astrologers do not see Ophiuchus as a sign. They say 12 is the number of the zodiac signs and 13 just throws everything off. And just for many reasons, they don't recognize Ophiuchus as a sign. However, it is a constellation and they recognize it as a constellation. So the Ophiuchus constellation is right above the Scorpius constellation, maybe above and a little to the left, and it's above the ecliptic, whereas Scorpius is below the ecliptic. The galactic center is in Ophiuchus. Let's see, I see Ophiuchus and Scorpius as one. Okay, Scorpio is the sign of transformation, and I feel the transformation from Scorpio, the transformation that the Scorpio undergoes is into Ophiuchus. All right, and Ophiuchus is the wounded healer, and he is ruled by Chiron. And so when we use the Ophiucan energy, it's all about healing, self-healing, healing others, helping others, and basically learning from your mistakes and just learning and becoming a higher octave of yourself because of going through the transformation and going through the healing. So the Ophiuchus birthdays it is December 7th through December 18th. So it's a very small span of time. And the Ophiuchus constellation is also very small. So I do have a True Sky Siderealist birth chart website that you can visit. You just put in all your birth date information and it'll show you where Ophiuchus is or was at the time of your birth. You can also run day charts as well, but this website, Mastering the Zodiac, is a True Sky Siderealist birth chart. So the zodiac signs are in direct relation to the size of the constellations. So you'll notice that the sign of Virgo is a lot bigger than the sign of Ophiuchus. So that's my quick intro on the Ophiucan energy. And so we'll get started with the reading now. So we have True Black Tarot by Arthur Wang. This is Lux Umbra Tarot by Mystic. And here is an oracle deck, and we'll draw a card at the end of the reading. This oracle deck is called Earth, Moon, and Shadow Oracle by Serafina Mesa. All right. So I always feel I need to give that introduction on Ophiuchus. There is a lot of controversy about it. And as a matter of fact, I just watched a video this week by Gemini Brett talking about Ophiuchus, and you could just hear the distaste in his mouth about Ophiuchus. And it was kind of off-putting to me because I don't really feel that it's any person's place to talk about anyone's beliefs. If someone believes in something, that is theirs, and that is theirs alone to have, and it's not up for anyone else to poke fun at or to just give an air of pompousness because of a belief. So but we are all growing as people, as a society. So I know there are purists out there who don't believe in certain things and don't think certain things are correct, and that's fine too. And so I allow of course. I do like Gemini Brett's interpretation. He he does wonderful things with astrology, and I'm not going to stop listening to him because of his views on Ophiuchus, because that would be in direct contrast of how I feel. You know, he's entitled to his opinion. He can think what he wants to think of Ophiuchus, and we will think what we want to think of Ophiuchus. All right, so that was a long intro. I would like to say that we all have Ophiuchus in our charts. So all of the zodiac signs are in all of our charts. And the reason being is because of the house system. So you might not have a planet in Ophiuchus, but you most certainly have a house in Ophiuchus, okay? All right, let's see what's going on with you, Ophiuchus. So we've got the Eight of Cups, water energy. Then we've got the Two of Cups in reverse, more water, and Hermit in reverse, major arcana. Okay, so the Eight of Cups is, this is an RWS deck, by the way. The Eight of Cups is a card of walking away, leaving an emotional situation that that is no longer serving you. It's not bringing you what you need any longer. So you are leaving the situation in search of something more your cup of tea. Oh, speaking of tea, I just brewed a nice cup of green tea here. I had sencha earlier, and now I'm drinking Yirokuro. The sencha is very different from well, you know, they're both green, but Yirokuro has more of a grassy flavor that I thoroughly enjoy. Okay, so it's looking like perhaps there was a relationship that may or may not have gone your way, and there was a connection possibly, and so it's looking like perhaps you are walking away from that. We do have the Hermit here, and the Hermit is all about going within and understanding oneself and how one relates to the world around them. It's often a card thought of seclusion, that you need to go into seclusion so you can get a clear head, a clear understanding of the situation. And so while I do see that there is a feeling of wanting to walk away from a relationship that may not be performing as well as you thought it was going to, the Hermit in reverse is saying that perhaps there needs to be a little more thought going into this. So let's see exactly what's going on here. So I need to draw 9 cards from this deck, and that's going to give us more information about the energies that we're seeing here. Okay. And if for any reason this reading does not resonate with you, all right, like I said earlier, we have all 13, 12 zodiac signs in our charts. And so what I suggest is for you to go through the playlist and look for a title that resonates with you, okay? You can also try any of your other placements. Try your sidereal placements as well. Sometimes we just need to do a little extra digging to find out, to find a way, to find some clues on how to deal with something. And you know, sometimes it just takes a little bit more work. And that would be the extra work, is finding a title and using the intuition. And, you know, the intuition is a very good tool for us humans. It's especially when it's very well developed. You know, it won't steer us in the wrong way. So we just have to be aware of the signs and know when our intuition is really talking to us, and know when to follow the intuition. Because sometimes it might seem like it's our intuition, but it's not. It's our ego that's wanting to direct us. All right, Ophiuchus. So we've got the Three of Swords in reverse, air energy. And you guys are going to love this deck. This deck, the colors of this deck are beautiful. We've got the Three of Pentacles. We've got the King of Cups. And this deck is in French. So, Roy de Coupe. Coupe? Excuse my French. Ten of Cups. Water. Ooh, the Moon. Death. Ten of Swords. Six of Pentacles. And the Devil. Wow, all of our major arcana are right here in this column. Okay, let's scoot that up there. Okay, so let's slide these up just a tad, making sure you can see these. So this Moon card is just beautiful. The Sun is just as beautiful, and it is, I mean, this just exudes moon energy to me. Oh, your Death is in reverse, but I'm going to show you upright. I am a Scorpio Sun in tropical, so I definitely identify with death transformation. All right. Okay, let me switch your view here, and I will start working with these energies. So isn't this deck is just marvelous. I love this. And it's the Devil is represented by a black hole. I love that. So this deck is more of a pip deck. It's sort of a Marseille style. There are some nods to RWS, cue this Three of Swords, but for the most part, I read it like a Marseille style deck. And I am an intuitive reader, so when I see the images on the card, they do invoke a meaning for me. The images, the colors, and how they're all working together. So I'm going to pause the video one quick second here. My kids are still home from spring break. Okay, so I'm back. Okay, let me look at this. So our major arcana are over here. So it's seeming like the reason why you want to walk away. I'm going to talk about this in just a second. It's seeming like the reason why you want to walk away is because there was a bit of heartbreak, a disappointment, you know, sadness. And it seems like there's been a stall in the growth of the relationship. So we do have the Ten of Swords here, and tens in numerology are not so much a beginning. It is more as it's, I view them as like a new plane. So almost like the World card in a way. So you've gone through the trials and tribulations of 1 through 9, and now you get to 10. And all of this wisdom and experience and everything that you've gained by going through the ups and downs of the 1 through 9 have essentially made you into a different person. And so now you are seeing the world in a different kind of way. You have a whole new understanding because you've been through these experiences. You have more knowledge. And so with this 10 here, I kind of, with it being in reverse as well, I kind of feel like there is just a sort of, just some stagnancy, a situation of where you're feeling like you need to walk away because this relationship, the situation is just no longer what it was in the beginning. So with this Two of Cups in reverse over here, I see this King of Cups and this 10 of Cups both upright. So I feel that there is just a lot of emotion that is been put into this situation. We have a 10 here in reverse, but we have a 10 here upright. So it's like your mind is trying to take over your feelings, but you have really strong feelings. You have the desire to keep with this relationship, even though things might not be going the way that you had planned or foresaw. That's the thing with expectations, though. Sometimes our expectations are not met, and then we're disappointed, right? But that's not to say that expectations aren't a good thing. There at least should be some kind of minimum requirement for things, right? And so really what I'm seeing here is that there is lots of emotions invested in this. We've got the King of Cups, which is air of water. So he's very in tune with himself, his emotions, and he really understands that of others. And this is related to the sign of Cancer, and Cancer is a very feminine, motherly relationship. So it's looking like you feel a feeling of what is that? Not so much obligation, but just an intense desire to kind of keep this going. And our Six of Pentacles here, I feel that your heart and your mind and your situation, your circumstances just aren't really aligning at the moment. And so now let's go over here to this major arcana column over here. We have the Hermit and Devil, or I'm sorry, Hermit and Death in reverse. And so the thing that I'm getting here from this is that I feel like there's still work that can be done with this relationship, and I feel like there's still hope for this relationship. There may be some rocky times right now, and though you might feel like you want to walk away, I feel like perhaps it's your ego that may have been involved. And I don't remember if I said it during this video or the video before. I did a reading for Aquarius, which is in a way similar to this, but there was some deceit for Aquarius, and Aquarius was having a hard time getting over that. And this is different in that there wasn't a deceit. I think there just might be both of you guys' traumas might be triggering one another, and I think that is why there is a want to walk away. Of course, we don't want to stay with things that are uncomfortable for us, and we just kind of want to be like, okay, that's hard, let me go this way. So, and the thing with trauma, though, is we can't go this way. We have to walk through it. We have to walk through it, and we have to feel those feelings that we didn't get a chance to feel back then, right? And so I was talking about the difference between following your intuition and I think that was this reading, though, in my intro, one of my many intros of this reading, that sometimes we need to follow our intuition, but sometimes our mind will take us in a different way, and it can be difficult at times to decide what is our intuition, what is actually speaking to us. Is it our traumas who are telling us to run away, or is it actually our instincts that are saying, hey, danger, danger, head out the back door? So and it can be a difficult thing to discern that, and I think that's the risk that sometimes we have to take, is that we really have to be in a King of Cups situation where we fully understand not only the logical situation, but also understand our heart situation as well. And so there is, like I said, an imbalance, a not meeting of the mind and the heart within this situation. But like I said, with the Hermit and Death being in reverse, I feel like there is still some work that needs to be done. One of the things that I learned in couples therapy is that we seek out people who can heal us, okay? And that's why you have a type, right? That's why you always seek out the bad boy or something like that, because that type of energy is the energy that you need to work with to heal, okay? And so when two like-minded individuals, because you can have two people with the same type of trauma and hurt, but one person is not quite ready to take responsibility and start doing the work to work on that, but another person with the same traumas is ready and willing to do that. So that's why some relationships end horribly, and other relationships, they limp along, but eventually they get to the point where the two energies heal one another, because you're able to be vulnerable with one another, and you're able to open up with one another and be trusting with one another to heal those wounds. And that's really what I'm seeing here, is this situation needs just a little bit more work. And Ophiuchus, you are the wounded healer, right? So you are the one who would be doing this. You would be the one who would initiate this, and you would be the one who would stay here and try to work things out. And the difficult thing is finding that worthy partner who is also ready and willing to walk this difficult path with you, so that the two of you can work with one another. So we do have the moon and we have the devil here. So I feel like there are some traumas that are in the background, okay? And I feel like there's traumas that are wanting you to walk away. And then also with the relationship, there's traumas within the other party as well. But like I said, you've got to walk through those together. And that's what this moon card here is saying. The moon is telling you, hey, let me shine a light within this darkness, okay? Let me shine a light and show you the way out of the darkness. And the way out, of course, is through it. There's nothing you can do besides wait for the sunrise, right? And you can use that moon as a guide, as even a focal point to kind of help you through these things. And the moon is also about going deep down inside and knowing that there are creatures that live within the depths, okay? And working with those creatures, those shadows, to give those creatures a hug, to give your shadow self a hug, and give your loved one's shadow self a hug, and teach that loved one how to love their shadow. So I do see some great healing work in here, and yes, there is a need to walk away. It does feel a little stagnant at the moment, but I don't feel walking away is quite the answer. I feel that it is more staying and becoming more understanding of one another and working through this together. Wow, that is deep, man. That is deep. I have Ophiuchus in Mars and Neptune are in Ophiuchus for me. So I feel like I have I'm like a warrior in a way, in trying to shine the light on healing and helping others heal, and sort of blazing a pathway to help others heal, and using Neptune, which is very some watery energy. I feel that I'm part of my life goal or plan is to help people navigate those deep waters. All right, one more good shuffle. One more good shuffle after this shuffle, right? Shuffling is one of my favorite things to do. I did hurt my finger the other day. I slammed it in a door, so it's a little bit difficult for me to do some shuffling here. All right, Ophiuchus, let's see what Earth, Moon, and Shadow Oracle has for you. So we have the Lotus, the past, transcendence, and evolution. So check out this guy here. Let me switch your view really quick. Look at the colors of that. They just seem to glow right off the card. And I really like the way all these colors are working together. So these cards glow, and just amazing set, I think. All right, the Lotus. It's in alphabetical order. I am not what happened to me. I am what I choose to become. Carl Gustav Jung. The lotus flower is prevalent in Buddhist and other Eastern philosophies. It has even become an important symbol in modern-day Western teachings. The analogy is a clever one because the characteristics of the lotus very closely mimic the human condition. The lotus flower begins its life in seemingly uninhabitable muddy water, only to use that same dirty muck as the nourishment it needs to transcend into the sunlight and produce a perfect flower. Buddhists believe that, like the lotus, we are beings transformed and refined through the process of being reincarnated thousands of times until we reach nirvana, the highest state of consciousness. This is why we often find the Buddha depicted sitting on a lotus flower. When the lotus is revealed in a reading, it reminds us that it matters not where we came from, but rather where we are going. We often feel we cannot be free from our past or who we once were. The lotus tells us that not only are we capable of incredible transformation, but that we can use every shitty experience as the fertilizer we need to grow and transcend. And I mean, that's exactly what fertilizer is. You know, it is actually poop. I have a pile, what is that called? A compost pile. And that is nothing but worm poop and insect poop, just really working all of my scraps and turning it into fertilizer for my plants. And so that is such an amazing analogy to grow out of that murky, crappy water and come out this beautiful white pink flower that just blooms without any of that dirt. Wisdom does not come from books. It comes from understanding, and true understanding can only be attained from experience. So the next time we begin to feel shame or anger over our muddy beginnings, remember, no mud, no lotus. Well, that is wonderful. So yes, so sometimes being in a murky situation and wanting to run away from it and not thinking that this is the best place that you need to be, it actually is. It is actually going to help you transcend from that darkness into the light, right? So the way to healing, I think, is through others, through relationships, because if we're all alone, there's no reason for us to heal, right? There's no reason for us to get over our traumas, because we don't have to deal with anyone. We just have to deal with ourselves. And so it's being in a love relationship like this can prompt us to do the healing that is needed. Okay, Ophiuchus, this was a wonderful reading, as always. I remember the last reading I did for you. That was a great one as well. So I hope this has helped in some kind of way. And if you know of someone who can benefit from this reading, please share with them so that we can help them out as well. So take care, and I will see you next reading. Bye now.